All right, good morning. This is Paul Romero with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training, number 26 on Friday, September 26th. Hey, 26 on the 26th. And once again, I want to welcome everybody who's out there, who might be watching this, who might just be clicking onto this Hangout. This is all about training for basically training for yourself. Okay, we are offering an opportunity through sellhousearizona.com, which is our business, which is a wholesale real estate business for anyone who is interested in flipping houses with no money of your own. Basically, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you like everybody else does. Yeah, there's going to be some cost. You're going to put out some cash, but basically what we're talking about when they say flipping houses with no money is actually doing the transaction with no money. That's actually making the actual transaction happen with no money. In order to get to the point where you even have a transaction to make happen, that's where they don't tell you it's going to cost you some money. Okay, we don't lie, we don't pull punches, we don't BS you around the bush. You know, we're straightforward, and that's what our program is all about. Actually, is doing that first, getting you that first part, is putting you on the deal, because that's where most people give up and most people fail, is the fact that, you know, they're sitting there going, hey, I'm supposed to be able to do this with no money, and then I pay for this program that tells me I can do this with no money, and then the first thing that they tell me is I got to go spend money to do all this stuff to get a deal. Well, that's the facts, that's the way it is. Okay, and you will spend a lot of money because they don't give you the nitty gritty, the deep down dirt, you know, I don't know, whatever you want to put it, that, you know, they don't give you the scope that centers you in on the bullseye of how to get a deal. And basically just say, hey, see the bullseye over there? Yeah, start throwing darts and hopefully you'll hit something. You know, that's pretty much what happens. And yeah, it costs a lot of money to get through that to get through that. We just had a guy probably going to join our team. Talked to my partner John. I haven't talked to him yet. I don't even remember what he said his name was. Actually, he just talked to him yesterday. But you know, here he is, fresh out of a course. I mean, and it is so obvious. He calls up John, and you know, John's on the phone with him less than 1 minute, and he calls him out on it. And he says, "Hey, guy, listen. You know, you sound like a pretty sharp guy. You obviously just got out of some course. You don't have to tell me who it was, who you studied, or anything like that. But you know, I've heard the script before. You're asking me all the basic same questions. You know, you're just you know, have you done any deals whatsoever?" And the guy's like, how'd you know? You know, I mean, it's just that obvious. Okay, and that's the learning curve that they throw you into, is the generic basic, you know, go out there and stumble your way through it, and you know, maybe you'll figure it out one day. Maybe you're a big enough person to overcome all the challenges that you're about to face, because trust me, you're going to face a ton of challenges. And if you're not a big enough person, that's part of what this call today's this hangout today is going to be about, is the fact that you yourself need to be, you know, a bigger person than your challenges anyway. So anyway, this guy, like I said, probably going to be joining our team. A couple things are going to hold us up this weekend. We're not going to be able to get with him, but next week for sure we will be getting with him, and I guarantee you he's probably going to be joining our team because he's brand new, never done this, but he wants it. Okay, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there that have never done this. You think it's a great idea and you want it. A lot of gals too, and you want it. And maybe you've had some of them. Maybe you've bought some of these courses already. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. Whatever the case is, makes no difference. But there's so much there for you to try to figure out, and all these challenges that you face, and you either haven't gone anywhere with it, or you've already shelved it and given up on it. Whatever the case is, it is absolutely 100% possible. It is absolutely 100% going to cost you a little bit of money. And it is absolutely going to be a lot of challenges to overcome. But that's why Property Noodlers is here, for a team for you to join that's going to cut through the fat of finding your first deal. The guy said, John asked the guy yesterday, well, what are you doing? And he says, oh, well, I'm doing this, this, and this. And he's like, I'm sorry, man, but you know what? It's not going to work. This market is beyond that. Its market has transformed. It has changed, which the real estate market changes all the time. And what you're doing, you might find a deal out of 500 or 1,000 attempts. Okay. That one thing you're doing isn't costing you anybody, but it's wasting someone else's time, wasting a lot of their time. And it's very likely that they're going to give up on helping you before you find a deal. The other things that you're doing over there might get you the calls, but the offers you're making aren't going to get you a deal, because again, the market's beyond accepting those kinds of offers. I mean, you might get lucky. You might stumble across, the one person that in this highly competitive market that is either just ready to go right now and doesn't care who it is, and you just catch them at the very, very, very perfect time, or you somehow stumble across that one person that somehow everyone else has missed, and you're the only one that's talked to them. And the chances of either one of those happening, quite honestly, are very, very, very slim. So the whole thing is the generic information that you're going to get in most places. It's going to cost you a whole lot more money to get out there and try to find that first deal. And then because what you're doing, the one tool that you have, doesn't really work that well in today's world. The real estate market has changed. Most of this stuff is from the crash, when opportunity was abundant and you really literally could, drive down the street and go get a deal. But even then, you might not have been able to, like I wasn't able to, because I wasn't the right person. I was a level 1 person, and I could not do the thing. I could not do I could not do the real things that I needed to do. I probably had a list of, I probably had a list of 500 houses, and I probably had 200 deals on that list. But I wasn't the kind of person, I wasn't the right person to be able to do the right things to actually turn that list into profit. I mean, I think back and I'm just like, wow, I could have made $1 million in my first year had I been the right person, but I wasn't the right person. And that's where I want to take this call or this hangout a little bit today. And that is towards the fact that, you know what? This really is all about you. Even real estate wholesaling, anything that you want to do really in life. I mean, if it's not real estate wholesaling, if you want to get into a network marketing thing, or if you want to start your own business as a florist, or if you want to do, a plumbing business, or, whatever it is that you want to do in life, if you want to make a change in your life and do something different than your 9-to-5, work a day job that is just basically, as it says, just over broke. There's no joke about that. I could do a whole another session on just that, and the fact that your income is absolutely 100% capped and limited when you have a job. You can only get so far, and you can only get so far so fast. And you know what? There's a counter. There's a Tasmanian devil out there that's eating away your ability to really advance in this world at all. Even though in your job and your life, it seems like, oh, great, I got this raise, I have this promotion coming, I've got this opportunity ahead, I can advance over here. But at the same time all that's going on, inflation is eating into everything that you're gaining, most likely at a pace that's faster than you're able to gain it. So not only is your abilities capped and limited, but the actual growth that you're really getting out of these advancements and pay raises and et cetera, promotions and all that you're achieving, really are if you look at it, I can almost guarantee you're actually going backwards. You might seem like you're getting ahead, but in actuality, it's getting worse and worse and harder every day, because inflation is eating away everything that you are gaining at a pace that's faster than you're gaining it. It's all shrinking for you. So anyway, like I said, I could go into a whole thing on that, but what we want to say here is, like I said, it's all about you. And if you really want to do something in your life and change your life, this is, most people think that, oh, well, all I got to do is, find the right business, and I'm just going to get started, and I'm going to go and I'm going to make this happen, right? And that's a great attitude. You gotta have that attitude that you're going to make this happen. Absolutely, 100%. But they don't realize that they're not the right person, that they don't have the wherewithal within them to overcome the challenges that they're about to face. And what happens is they start out, they're all excited, they get going, they're gung-ho, they're reading, they're learning, they're doing all this stuff, and then they come across something that the book tells them that they have to do. That's like, oh, I don't like doing that. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do any of that stuff. That's going to be difficult for me. Okay, well, maybe there's a way I can do some other stuff and not have to do that. So they continue on. There's like, they don't overcome that challenge. They just kind of push it aside. And then, so they're going through and they're still, excitement level's still up a little bit. And next thing you know, they find something else and they're like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, man. I hate that, actually. I don't want to do that. They're not going to make me do that, are they? Oh, man. This is not what I thought I was getting into. Well, maybe I can still do this. So they go on and they go on and they go on. And then all of a sudden, then here comes the next one. It's like, oh, God, not that. I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. That's just not me. I'm not that kind of person. It's not the way I was raised. It's not how I think. All those things. They don't understand that it is actually those things. It is how you were raised, and it is how you think. But so they hit that milestone of something that they feel they can't do, and convince themselves that they will never be able to do it, and slink back into their little, comfort zone, their little safety zone, where, everything is all nice and easy, and going back to work at 9 to 5 and getting that paycheck, and at the end of the week and losing ground day after day. But anyway, so most people end up giving up. That's what we call the wholesaler to whole failure syndrome. And, it's basically just because you are not the right person who is strong enough to overcome the challenges that you have to overcome in this business to be successful. So there's a quote out of the book, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, written by T. Harv Eker, that you should probably pick up a copy and read if you have not ever read it before, because it'll be the first step in turning your thinking around and getting your mindset right towards the way that you need to think in order to actually have success at real estate wholesaling, or at anything that you choose to do in business and or in life. So it's a good starting point, and it's an easy read. It's written very well. It's very simple, and anybody can read it. And it's just gonna, all I ask is that if you go buy this book and you read it, just have an open mind when you're going in. All right. Think of the concepts, do the exercises. Don't give up on reading the book, no matter how stupid it might seem. Okay, a lot of these concepts are going to be totally different and unique to you. They're not going to make any sense to you. Some of them you're going to be like, "Are you kidding me? This is nuts. This guy's a whack job. What are we talking about here?" Don't give up on it. If you go buy the book to read it, read the whole damn book. Period. Okay. Do all the exercises in the book. Okay. Period. Do it all. Think about what he tells you to think about. Write down what he tells you to write down. Do all the things that you're supposed to do, and read the whole book. Okay. By the end of it, if you don't like any of it when you're done with the book, throw it away, go back to your old life, and we'll see you in the We'll see you in the poorhouse, in the soup line when you're, supposed to be retired. But anyway, without that, the quote that I wanted to throw at you today from that book goes like this. If you want to make a permanent change in your life, okay, if you want to make a permanent change, not a temporary one, not like the one I just talked about, where you get all excited about something, you jump in, you're making a change, you're making it happen, and then you find all these difficulties and challenges and you give up and you quit. A permanent change, one that you get in, you're all excited about, you start. You challenges come, you overcome your challenges, you face them, you knock them down, you beat your challenges, you go to the next level, you keep moving forward, and eventually one day down the road, after you've put in a lot of hard work, you're starting to actually really see some true success from what you're doing, because you are that type of person. So if you want to make a permanent change, not a temporary change, you want to make a permanent change, stop focusing on the size of your problems and start focusing on the size of you. Okay, do you get that? Does that make sense to you? It probably doesn't. It probably makes no sense to you whatsoever, but that's all of what I was talking about right here. The fact that you need to be the bigger person than the challenges that you're going to face. You need to be a level 10 person who is a warrior that doesn't back down to anything, that actually, instead of running from challenge or cowering to challenge, or avoiding challenge, or stepping around challenge, or pushing challenge aside, the level 10 person, the warrior mentality, wakes up in the morning going, wow, today is a new day to face a new challenge. I wonder what that challenge is going to be. I can't wait to see what that challenge is. I'm excited to take this challenge on head first and go toe to toe with this challenge and knock it down and win the fight and beat this challenge down. I wonder what it's going to be. It's exciting. Today's going to have a great challenge that I'm going to have to overcome. I wonder what it's going to be. That's what a level 10 person gets up thinking in the morning. A level 1 person gets up in the thinking in the morning going, boy, I hope I can make it through this day without any problems. I hope there's nothing, I hope everything goes smooth. I hope there's nothing I have to think about. I hope there's nothing that changes from the norm. I hope everything's just A, B, C, D like it always is, so I can routinely, mundanely, mind-numbingly just float my way through this day, so I can get to 5 o'clock and come home and crack open a beer and turn on the TV and allow my mind to melt even further. That's the level 1 person. A lot of you are level 1 people right now, because that's the way you think. You hate your job. All you want to do is get to the end of your day so that you can basically waste and blow off the rest of your day doing nothing, not at all advancing yourself. Maybe you convinced yourself that you're doing some things that are fun, that you're enjoying, but you're really not. You're just wasting your life, and that's what we're talking about here. If you want to make a permanent change, you need to stop focusing on the size of your problems, and that's what level 1 people do too as well too. You come home, you kick back, you crack open that beer, you turn on the TV, and what's your mind thinking about? Man, I got to get those bills paid on Friday. Man, I don't know if I hope I can get a couple hours of overtime this week so we'll have enough money to pay those bills. And man, those brakes on the car are really getting bad. And man, the kids got these school things coming up. How are we going to pay for that? And if you notice, a lot of your thinking, a lot of all this negativity, a lot of all this worry that's in your life, if you think about what these problems are, I guarantee you every one of them boils down to having something having to do with a lack of money. Okay? Somewhere in there, a little bit more money would eliminate probably each and every one of those problems. So if you want to make a permanent change, especially one that's based around money, but we're talking also based around emotion, based around your health, based around your relationships, everything. If you want to make a permanent change in anything, you need to stop focusing on the problem, and you need to start focusing upon yourself to become a person who is bigger than whatever problems that you can face. That is the key to not only real estate wholesaling, but to any endeavor that you choose to take upon yourself, and in life in general. Okay, that's just, I mean, that's just it. So getting back to propertynoodlers.com, real estate wholesaling, as I said in the beginning, if you're not that level 10 person, I can guarantee you there's a 99.8% chance that you're going to be uh, a wholesaler. You're going to give this a shot, and somewhere down the road, within the next probably about 3, maybe some of you will extend it out to as many as 6. A few of you will even go as much as a year trying to work this out before you quit and give up, and you blame the whole system, you blame the program, and you complain about how none of this works, and you justify the fact that that it didn't work because it's all just a scam. It's all just a big scam to take the money out of your pocket. Well, it ain't a scam, guys. I'm out here making money every day in wholesale flipping houses wholesale with wholesale real estate using, in fact, well, actually, we're waiting to get the contract on that. Dang it. We missed that deal, actually. We were this close to closing a $30,000 profit deal with a $10 investment. That was the cash that we had into this investment. Now there was more money that we spent. Okay, there was some time, there was some gas, there was some research, et cetera, and so on, some marketing, but we were that close. We're still going to get that deal. Some circumstances happened within that deal that were beyond our control, but we're still going to get that deal, and we're not going to make 30, but we're probably still going to make at least close to 20 off of it. And because that's, you know what, it was a challenge. This deal turned out to be a challenge, something we'd never seen before, something we'd never experienced before, something we'd never faced before, something that came up out of the blue when we were that close to closing and making 30K, and shut us down. But did we just turn around and walk away from it? No. We took on that challenge. We battled through it. We searched for answers. We found answers, and that deal is still alive, and we're putting it together, and we're still going to make a nice fat profit off of it. Okay. Most people in that case would be like, oh, wow, that happened. Shoot, that would have been a great deal. Now what am I going to do? Okay, well, I guess I'll go back to doing what I was doing and see if I can get another deal. They would have just let it go because they're not the level 10 person that they need to be to go out there and take on the challenge and correct and continue and find the solutions that they need and ultimately become successful at what they want to do. So with Property Noodlers, you get us on your team. We don't waste deals, guys. Everything is a deal. There's a deal in just about everything out there, but you got to have a lot of tools in your toolbox, first of all, because, I mean, think about this. If you're new at this, right, you've studied one thing, right? So you know how to go after this one thing, right? Well, what if somebody calls you up and you've got a great pipe wrench here now in your hands that you know all about how to use this pipe wrench, right? But somebody calls you up and says, hey, I need a window fixed. And you're going to be like, well, I got a pipe wrench. Well, I don't think you can fix my window with a pipe wrench. Well, I guess I can't help you then. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. That's kind of how wholesale real estate is, and especially when you're getting started. You only know one thing, and there's ways to turn almost every phone call into a deal if you've got enough tools in your toolbox. And you can talk to the people and get to know what's going on and everything else, and figure out which tool you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you got a window that needs to be fixed? Well, I don't need this pipe wrench. What I need over here is I need my caulking gun. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a caulking gun? That's exactly what my problem is. Can you fix my window with your caulking gun? Yes, I can fix my window with your caulking gun. Why don't you come on over and fix my window? You know what I mean? That's kind of how wholesaling works. You got to be ready to reach into your toolbox and pull out the right tool that matches the problem that the seller has, because not every seller has the problem that you're looking for. And like I said, it's not like it was, 2, 3, 4 years ago when so many people had the problem that you're looking for, and you could basically, like I said, you could go out in the street and practically knock on a random door and find the person that you're looking for. It ain't like that anymore, So You need to know how to find the right people, first of all, that have the problem that you want to solve. And then if you stumble across a person that doesn't have the exact problem, you need to have the tools ready to back up and potentially still solve their problem with another tool and be able to still turn that deal or that potentially nothing into a deal. So that's what you get with us. That's what Property Noodlers is all about. And that's what we invite you. Send us an email, propertynoodlers@gmail.com. Say, Paul, John, man, I saw your hangout. I want to do wholesale real estate, and I want to start making some money, and I want to make a permanent change, and I want to become a level 10 person, and I'm ready to do this. And we'll shoot you back an email and say, hey, Joe, guess what? We're happy to have you. Let's get this ball rolling, okay? So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Just to wrap this up, I'm going to say, you know, like I said, I mean, I just said it all. It's wholesale real estate. Your success in wholesale real estate all boils down to you. And if you're not a level 10 person going in, you're going to start out wanting to be a wholesaler, and you're going to progress directly into becoming a wholesaler, and you're going to blame and you're going to say that, you know, this stuff doesn't work. It's a bunch of BS, and you wasted your money, and the guy ripped you off, and blah, 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 and all that stuff. Join our team, have support, have people on your side who not only can help you get to a deal faster, easier, cheaper, and have you making some money right away to boost your confidence, to get you excited, to want to stay in the game in the first place, but also that are going to be here to support you and help you grow and learn and become the level 10 person that you need to be in order to have the success that you truly, truly want. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you back here on